Rusty, you moved into that starting center role ahead of last season, back for the spring now. One of the leaders, especially along that offensive line. How have things gone, off-season wise in these first 2 days of spring ball?
Man, they've been going great, man. It's like, just from the offensive line standpoint, man, we brought some guys in. There's some good players. The guys that have been here, like Gunner, he stepped right up into a spot. So I feel like we still are pretty experienced, man. These guys just want to work. Like, we come in every day, just compete like crazy. So.
Looking at progress first 2 days of spring practice, how do you feel about your team at this point in the season?
Yeah, I'm feeling really great. The only reason I say that is it's our second day, no pads, and you guys are at practice. We're competing like crazy. We're scoring touchdowns, we're celebrating, defense is getting picks. The energy is just like I haven't seen it. So I'm really excited for the season.
How's it been dealing with the new quarterbacks?
Man, it's been, anytime you lose a Bailey Zappi, that's a once every 15, 20 years quarterback. But, Dagies came in, handled it really well. Some other guys, they've been doing really well. So they're picking it up good, and we're going to keep rolling. So.
The chemistry on offensive line is really important. What is it like just to be able to actually get in the practice and be able to go through plays and with some of the newer guys out there?
Yeah, man. Offensive line, 5 guys that have to be on the same page all the time. So you can always go in there, everybody can draw X's and O's, but there's a chemistry that gets built out there, like with a group of guys, just trusting the guy to your right, trusting the guy to your left. So that's what you want to do when we're coming out here, just building chemistry. So.
Tick's that other guy back on the O-line for you guys. Young guy, got a lot of action last year. I guess from the beginning of last season up until the end of the season, and then end of the season up until this point now, I guess how much have you seen him grow?
Man, a lot. I think when he first started playing, he was a little bit more timid and stuff. Still a great player, but now he's just really stepped in. First of all, in the off season, we live together every day. The dude works his butt off every single day, and then you see him out here. He's just dominating people. He's really stepped into that full starting role and being a great player on this team. So.
Coach talked about similar type of style of offense, from last year moving over, but a little bit maybe different verbiage and stuff. Is there been anything that's thrown you off a little bit, or is everything kind of been very smooth?
Yeah, it's been really smooth, man. From where they've been here, and Helton's been here forever, we're keeping basically a lot of the stuff the same. I think we're going to end up running the ball a little bit more. A lot of the verbiage and the calls are basically the same. I think they've changed a few things, but we've all picked it up pretty well. So.
I know you talked a little bit about the quarterbacks, but one specifically, Caden, the local guy. Yep. I know he's hung around the program for some years now with his dad working here and whatnot, and I think him and some of the O-line guys like Mason were pretty tight. Yep. I guess what have you seen from him, this spring?
Yeah, for sure. Caden, he's got a great frame. He's super smart. He loves hanging around the team. He's got it. Checks all the boxes, man. He's just got to keep learning and really get into the offense. It's a hard offense to learn, so just keep learning and keep getting the reps. But I think he's gonna be a really good quarterback. So.
The run game doesn't get a lot of attention. In this offense, but Bailey's thrown for whatever he threw last year. What do you think from the running back group this fall? This spring, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, I think we're gonna end up running the ball just a little bit more. Helton loves to mash people if he can. And our O-line, I think we can do it for sure. But speaking from running backs, we got Kai. I think he's making huge steps every single practice. And then TK, he's back too. So I think they're both gonna be really good. So.
Has there been any younger guys that you've seen step up in the first couple of practices?
Man, I'm trying to think younger guys, but just transfers, man. You got Mike, Jalen, just a bunch of guys just making plays left and right. That's a lot. There's so many transfers that have just been making plays with us all this whole spring. So.